up, everybody? It is your boy CFB_Moose here alongside Brian Jester FF. We're here at OccupyFantasy.com, at OccupyFantasy on pretty much all platforms. Brian, what's going on, man?
What's up, dude? Haven't talked to you in a while. What's up?
It's only been about 8 minutes. Yeah, so for those joining us, we just finished up a Periscope talking about today's games. Now we're going to go ahead and build some lineups. You ready to start with that?
Yeah, let's take a look. So 2 game slate, and I think our focus here is going to be the single game aspects, right? So we'll take a look at both games. On the single game slates, talk about some strategies, different players, and then gear us up for the Super Bowl, which is the king of single game slates here in 2 weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's go ahead and get this up here. We'll start off with FanDuel. Go ahead and get comfortable. Make sure my computer's still not being a piece of crap. We're going here, and so let's start off. We got the first game. I really don't like doing the full roster today, the 2 game slate. I
That's fair.
Yep. So we'll go ahead and go single game, and you know what we're going for today.
Big game satellites.
Yes. Oh wait, never mind. I lied. They don't have any.
God, FanDuel's the worst. I don't understand. They make it so hard to like them.
It's like an
They actually
abusive.
have 0 big game satellites, right?
Yeah, it's like an abusive girlfriend. It's like you just keep coming back to her because of some reason, but she just gives you no value.
I just don't. Ridiculous analogy. Dude, they have it for the full roster, of course,
Yeah.
but why would they not have it for single game? Do they have it for the late single game?
Let's see.
That's unbelievable.
Let's see that. So that was the late game that I looked up. Early game, none. All right, I'm not gonna give FanDuel my money today. We're going to DraftKings.
I don't blame you. And just know that. So as you're listening and you're watching this, right? We're gonna build DraftKings lineups, and we'll spend a good amount of time building them and looking at contests. Just know that if you are on FanDuel and making single game lineups, the big difference obviously is one less player in the lineup. Two, there's no salary difference between the uh,
The captain and
the
the
uh, the
flex
captain.
spots, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So there's no salary difference. Yeah. So we're on DraftKings. You can play a lesser player who won't score the most points in your captain spot. On FanDuel, that can't happen. That highest scorer has to be in the captain spot. So
Yeah.
while you can go different and go receiver running back there, you can't play someone like Chris Hogan or Philip Dorsett in your captain spot. Where in DraftKings, it might be viable.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and we talk about this a lot in the Occupy group chat, and we're trying to figure out what to do for, especially for like NBA. We're still working out NBA. It's still learning a lot, but that's pretty much the generic way to go. All right, so let's see. We're going here on DraftKings, and let's go ahead NFL.
Moose, while you're looking here, what are your thoughts on the games from a spread perspective? Who do you like on both sides?
So let's go ahead and load up here. I got the spreads up here. Still 356.5 on both sites. I think if you're a teaser guy, you can tease Rams and New England. Get them both +9. That's not a bad thing. But just straight up, I like New Orleans a little bit, but I really like Kansas City.
Yeah, I'm gonna pound Kansas City, I think. Yeah. Um, Yeah, but so we got some people in the chat real quick while we're looking at this. Schmitty Bear said he just signed up for Twitch, so welcome. Thanks for doing that. He says also that Josh Hill is $800 on DraftKings, which we'll definitely talk about here in a second
Oh my goodness,
as a
yeah.
must play potentially. We also got Garrett in the chat, our NBA writer, and he says Monday, let's go. Which Moose, maybe you should tell the people what's going on tomorrow.
Yeah, so tomorrow, myself, both of our NBA writers, Tommy and Garrett, will be here live on Twitch building NBA lineups. Whether it's for the single game, we might even throw in the main slate using all the Occupy models and tools. Uh, and I think you and I can both say they're so much more knowledgeable about NBA than we are, that it's going to be such a huge asset to bring them on.
Oh yeah, for sure. What time are you guys going live? Do you know yet?
We don't know yet. We're still working that out.
Okay, well, just for everyone listening, then just be on the lookout. I'm sure we'll tweet it 1,000 times tomorrow, and we'll put it in the daily plug. on OccupyFantasy.com. So yeah, we'll, we'll
Yeah,
we'll be live tomorrow though.
and you'll be in the chat as well, right?
Yeah, I'll be in the chat offering my non-expert NBA advice, but my DFS expert advice.
Yes, absolutely. So let's go ahead here. Let's look at this first showdown slate. And so, what's your opinion on this first game with the high total, pretty low spread? Do you think we have to go higher risk here?
I think you can actually go both low risk and high risk here, but as we know, both of our goals here are to acquire big game tickets, and the single game slates have a really nice $1 entry fee. I think it's like 3,000 people,
Hmm.
20 entry max. I think they award 2 or 300 tickets.
Yeah,
That's that first one you see there in your lobby screen. And then they also, for smaller bankrolls, they do have the 25 cent and 10 cent ones where only 4 tickets are awarded. So you have to go a little bit crazier there. Not crazier, but
higher risk.
more unique with your lineups. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So, and what do you think about this? So there's 4 tickets, but it's a 5 entry max for this 25 cent one. Do you think it could be viable to, let's say if you have like a crazy unique lineup to just enter that 4 times? So if you hit it, you're getting the 4 tickets.
As long as it's definitely unique.
Yeah,
It has to be unique, though.
yeah. So,
So,
my thing is I'm shooting for this $2 one. I'm shooting for it every freaking week, and I don't get it. This is gonna be the day though. I trust in the model. I trust in math and all that other fancy stuff. So let's go ahead and enter it.
all those fancy things like numbers and math, I trust them. Speaking of which, and I don't know if any of our audience is even interested in this. I've been listening to the Wharton Moneyball podcast. They have a show on Sirius XM, and a lot of it is numbers based. And I assume most people out there don't even care about building models or statistical inputs, but they go into a lot of behind the scenes work on building NFL and other sport models. And it's a really good listen. They have some ones recently for NFL championships and NFL and NCAA modeling. So if that's your cup of tea, Wharton Moneyball podcast, and obviously this is not a paid endorsement. I just listened to this. We don't have enough followers for a paid endorsement yet, but I think if you like that kind of stuff, it's worth a listen.
That's pretty neat. I haven't really heard of that too much. I have to go
Yeah.
just check that out. Um, so let's go ahead here. Let's take a look at. We got everything loaded up for this lineup. And you alluded to it earlier. You don't need the best person at your MVP spot on or captain spot on DraftKings. With that being said, do you think someone like do you think Michael Thomas is too expensive to put in that captain spot?
I don't think so. So let's just think about this really quickly from a contest standpoint, right? So we have 23 entrants. Top
Hmm.
four have to make it. You still want to have your uniqueness factor, but you don't have to get too crazy at captain or or your flex spots to really have a chance of winning this ticket race. Now, it's technically it's high risk only because only 4 out of 24 get the tickets, but it's only 24 people, so it's not that crazy
Yeah.
of a contest. You only have to beat 22 people. So for me, I do like running back or quarterback in the flex in this spot, especially when we have a high
You
total
mean in the
game.
captain
And
spot?
what did I say?
You said in the flex spot.
Sorry, yes, in the captain spot. I like running backs and quarterbacks here because it is a lower risk type of contest, and especially in a high total game where the running backs can and do catch passes
Hmm.
like Gurley and Kamara. I think that's the way to go here.
So, but do you think Gurley? I don't want to say scares you, but do you think you get off of Gurley and go Kamara as the captains? Because what if something like last week happens and Gurley is basically splitting goal line carries with C.J. Anderson?
Yeah, no, I think that's totally fine to put Kamara there, and Kamara, um, I think has a higher value in our model.
Yeah,
Is
he
that
does.
right?
Yeah, he's number one in the model. So, um, now we alluded to it in the Periscope um, about the super stacks. Do you think we go a super stack here?
Yeah, I think we can go. I don't know if we have to. Let's just see where we go from here, right? So we want high floor, high ceiling plays.
Hmm.
Um, so the first question in the chat was Josh Hill, and we got tons of questions about him on our Periscope. He's the number 2 ranked tight end in our model. We always look for guys who could be near the bottom of this salary pool in DraftKings that can provide
Right.
some salary relief to help fit in studs. And I think in a contest like this where you're trying to maximize floor with a little bit of upside, Hill makes a ton of sense. What's his salary moves today?
Josh Hill's 800.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what you're looking for because Ben Watson is out. We know that.
Hmm.
Very unfortunate appendicitis, which is
Oh,
terrible.
that sounds painful.
So Josh Hill's going to run a ton of snaps today.
Definitely, definitely. And I mean, I know we talk about this was actually on the podcast with 50K Jack, which is a great rapper name for the record. Um, about how in these super high risk, you want somebody who you don't really care about their value. You want to know if they can get a certain number of points.
Right.
And in something like here, if you're when you are looking for who can get 3-4x value, you literally need a catch and like 10 yards from Josh Hill, and he makes up for it, and he's going to get way
Right.
more than one target.
Right. So for this type of contest, 20 some people, right, we can live with him getting 4 or 5 points.
Exactly. Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
Whereas if we're playing in a big GPP or a 100-player league or something, we'll need him to get at least 10 points,
Yeah.
which requires a touchdown. And it's possible. That's certainly possible, but it won't kill us if he doesn't get there today in this type of contest.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. If he gets what one catch for 10 yards, that's already 2.5 times value. Like
Yeah,
that's awesome.
that's pretty decent. So
And plus it gives us some salary. So let's go ahead here. Um, do you so then if we're focusing on the passing, do you think we go towards Drew Brees?
yeah, I think Drew Brees is the next safest high floor, high upside type of play here. Him and Thomas both at 11, 4, and 10 because our average remaining salary here is 8,700. So I think we can fit both those guys in, and I think we'll have enough room to play.
To play who?
I don't know. I'm just saying. I think we have
Oh.
enough room to be able to fit in, non scrubs.
Yeah. All right, let's see here. So we put in both those. We got 68.50 left over. I'm just thinking. Let's see. And I just saw someone in the chat. They said that they won a ticket. That's awesome.
It said almost won because the guy
Oh,
who
almost
won
won.
it played the guy who won it played Jordan Matthews, who had one catch and ran like
Oh,
5 routes.
oh, that sucks. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll leave the chat to you now.
that's
So let's see. So we got 68.50. So then, do you think you can pair him up with someone uh, like Ginn, who's 58? He's under that average remaining player.
he is, but we're getting to the point where we need some Rams players because we already have 4 Saints in here, and I think you go 5-1 or even 6-0. That's too many Saints for this type of contest. I think we got to try to fill out the rest of this with 2 Rams.
Okay. So then, do you think? So let's see. We're trying to tell a story here where the Saints are predominantly passing, maybe a little bit of running. Do you think then we pair him up with maybe someone like Goff, who has also again a high what floor? Yeah, high floor.
I think either Golf or Woods. I mean, Golf can have. There's a chance Golf has a terrible game.
Mhm.
Woods very consistently gets between like 12 and 16 points like every time he takes the field.
Okay.
And we know that the weakness of the Saints pass defense is especially in the slot, which is where Robert Woods runs a vast majority of his
Right.
routes. I think Woods makes a ton of sense as a high floor. Doesn't have a super high ceiling. Like he could get 20 some points, but we don't need him to get 20 some points here.
Exactly. Yeah. So if we look here, all right. So we do that. We got 5,700 left. We can. The highest person there is Reynolds, but I don't even think that's even worth a play. Do you?
I mean, I like Reynolds because they do run 3 receiver sets a lot.
Yeah.
Um, See Traquan. Who else is in that range?
Not really. It's Reynolds at 52, and then it drops off to a bunch of Saints players at 4,000, 3,600. The next Rams player is the kicker actually.
Yeah, I don't mind Reynolds. I really don't.
Okay. So
But
let's see.
it is a bit thin though. So Moose in the chat, Big Steve PSU. What's up, Steve? He's asking about a Brandon Cooks revenge game, and we mentioned this in the Periscope, and we talked about it in our daily plug for those who are listening on OccupyFantasy.com. That Cooks is the #1 play in our model this week. His dome splits are outstanding when he plays indoors versus outdoors. The Saints pass defense gives up a ton of big plays. they struggle with speed. Brandon
Yeah.
Cooks makes a ton of sense as a high risk play today. Um, maybe we go him instead of Woods. Most what does it look like? Because I think he's cheaper than Woods, right? So what does it look like if we have Woods instead of him?
You mean Cooks?
Yeah, sorry, Cooks instead of Woods.
All right, so we do that,
Because
and we take out Josh Reynolds. We got 6,300. Um,
oh,
still nobody.
now we can fit Teddy Bridgewater.
Nope, still $100 short.
Damn. All right, so
Well, what
let's
do you
think
think
here.
about? So we could flip it actually a little bit. What if we put, like you said, Cooks in there as the captain instead of Kamara?
That's not a bad idea either. Or just really quickly while we're thinking about this, we do like both running backs, right? You said you were a little sketched out on putting Gurley at MVP, but we still like him a lot.
Yeah,
What if we put Gurley instead of Cooks and then we go with another cheap guy? What does that give us?
that's four. If we put Gurley instead of Cooks, it leaves us 4,100. We can fit like the defenses and kickers
I think that's fine. You put in
and
Zerline, right? I
Traquan Smith.
that makes
What'd you say?
we can put in Zerline, right? 3,200 because that gives us two Rams, four Saints,
Mm-hmm.
and that makes some sense, right? Gurley is running the ball. Rams are leading, more inclined to kick field goals late in the game, and then the Saints are passing.
Yeah, that actually fits the story right pretty well.
I like this lineup a decent amount, Moose, for this type of contest.
Absolutely, yeah. So, yeah, me
Uh,
too,
Moose,
definitely. Yeah, go ahead.
Moose in the chat. Shout out to Randy Scores
Let's see.
in the chat who says he's up to 80 big game tickets.
Wow.
He said someone from Occupy is going to take down the big game contest. So, first of all, I definitely agree. Two,
That's
Randy,
fun.
what sport and what contest have you been playing to get that many tickets? That's incredible.
Yeah,
So hit
that's
us up in the chat.
awesome.
Let us know.
So then
Um,
let me ask you a quick tangent question while I'm entering this in here. For someone who does take this advice and they end up getting several tickets, it could even be 10, I would say 10 or more. What kind of process would you go about building that many lineups? Do you have to go unique each time? I say yes, especially for a GPP of that size.
yeah, yeah, definitely. I think you go definitely you go unique. Um, you it's going to be a massive contest,
Yeah.
and you have to go unique. So you have to leave at least a couple $100 in savings on DraftKings. On FanDuel, I would advise leaving $1,000 or more because there's
Wow.
going to be quite a few lines. Because you got to remember on FanDuel, excuse me, the salaries are in $500 increments, so it's
Mhm.
very easy for someone to make a very popular lineup that has $500 left over.
Yeah,
So
that's
I think
true.
you go that extra step on FanDuel and leave $1,000 or more. DraftKings, definitely don't leave zero. You can leave $100 or $200 as long as your captain is very low owned.
Mhm.
And then if you have a popular captain, then you'll have to drop down to five or 600 or more.
That gave me anxiety just listening to that. Like imagine no, no, just like imagine how nerve-wracking it would be to get like 80 tickets to a basically life-changing tournament. That sounds
Oh yeah,
awesome.
I know. No, it's incredible. Um, no, it's definitely incredible, and um, I think the best way to go about it for Randy or anyone else who has multiple tickets, just get your handful of MVPs that you like, especially if you have like 10 tickets.
Yeah.
Just pick two or three guys and then equally distribute your MVP spots with those guys. You have 80 or like 50 or more tickets, maybe spread your pool to like 7 or 8 MVPs and then go from
Mhm.
there.
Yeah, definitely. So, um, let's go ahead and take a look here. So we have this lineup. It's probably going to be pretty popular too. We want to back it up with some type of cash, maybe like a triple up almost, I would say.
I think so. I think so. So most while you look for a triple up with uh, an inexperienced field of contestants, I'm going to read out some of the questions and comments from the chat.
Mhm.
So Schmitty Bear asked, but for higher risk, do we put someone else besides Kamara in the MVP spot? Yeah, like we said a couple times, really like Brandon Cooks there. You could also go Michael Thomas. You could also go either of the quarterbacks. We prefer Brandon Cooks in a super high risk lineup. That would be our goal there. A couple people said that lineup's going to be popular moves that we just created, and that Jake the Snake says that he's ended up with that same lineup like 100 times. So certainly understand. So that'll be a little bit popular, but we did leave $800. So I don't know how popular it actually will be.
Yeah.
But it's perfect for the contest that we're entering.
Look at this contest right here. It's got both Chipotle adding and Papa Gates in it. We're not playing that.
Yeah, try to go into a lower dollar triple up and play a couple lower dollar triple ups. $5 is where you can get the pros in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Schmitty Bear goes, you have to take a couple days off just to build lineups. Talking to Randy Scores, who said he's doing 100 through the motto and percentages. So yeah, 50 handmade. That's incredible.
Yeah, I would imagine
Um,
like I know when I was building lineups, I had 25 or 26 tickets for that NBA contest, and I was doing it on my lunch break at work, and my boss was like, "What are you doing?" I tried to explain DFS to her. She like came over from Malaysia. She was like, "I don't understand why anyone would take time off to do this." And I was like, "All right, well, go away. I got lineups to
that's,
build."
yeah, that's why you're a manager.
Yep, exactly. So this one looks fine right here for $1. I don't see that many experience badges. Those that do don't even
Yeah,
have
that,
the
that
full experience badge.
yeah, that looks like a great contest moves. I would get that and maybe look at some other smaller leagues to try to build around it. Um, Also, Bismo asks, "What's the first prize of the big game contest?" I think it's going to be $1 million. It was last year. I would imagine it's the same. I assume it'll be crazy top heavy.
Yeah, it'll be
So
like a
just
million
keep that in mind.
dollars. It'll be like $1 million, and in second place we get 37 cents.
Yeah, honestly, it'll probably be a million to first, 100K to second. I
Yeah,
think.
probably. Yeah.
Maybe it's flatter. Maybe it's a larger contest. We can only hope. I don't know. But like Jake Snake says, at least showdown lineups don't take nearly as long to build as a full roster.
That's very true. Yeah.
And Randy Scores has the great idea. Randy Scores, clearly a veteran in the game, knows how to work the system. He says, I block 5:36 every day and book a room on my work calendar to update my NBA lineups.
Oh, dude,
That's a guy who knows what he's doing.
that is key.
Yeah, that's super clutch, Randy. Well done, man. Big shout out to you.
That's like true degeneracy, but I love it. I love it.
Yeah, dude. That's that. I mean, we can all. I don't know about you, Miss. I've been there before where I've blocked off work calendar. It's like marketing meeting, and I just book a. I did that especially during World Cup and March Madness, where I just like booked off meeting rooms. But yeah, Randy
Yeah.
Scores knows what's up.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. So, um, so we're looking here at the tournaments, and DraftKings they have the weird like 100 what is it 114 players?
They don't have those. They don't have those contests for single game.
Oh, of course. Why wouldn't they?
Yes. So look to remember we did last time where we just Googled like 100 dash or like 20 dash to get those player contests.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's take a look here. This one. Ye- Oh, I hit the wrong one. I don't want to do a $2,000 20-player league. Let's not do that.
Also, Schmitty Bear says he goes into the bathroom for 15 minutes at work from 5:45 to 6 every day.
Damn, that's
See, that's also some next level shit because, as we've said on one of our podcasts before, you don't actually have to poop to sit on the toilet at work, right? No one knows if you're actually pooping. I'm just going there 15 minutes.
But also
Randy, most Randy Score says on his meetings that he puts it from 5:30 to 6. He puts the meeting title as Stack Sinks, which no one has any idea what that means. But he said it also sounds very legit.
nice. And here's the thing, like not everyone that puts a lineup in is doing this type of like commitment to it. So they
No,
probably come home and they read, oh, this I like this person, and they're making a lineup based off that and the limited stuff that they have. When you're going above and beyond like this and actually spending time digging deep using tools, that's when you're going to be successful. And that's why I guarantee Randy's so successful.
yeah. I mean that's taking the next step, and obviously we appreciate your effort, Randy. Okay, so we got the triple up in there, got the satellite. Any of these 20-player leagues stand out?
Let's take a look at this one right here.
So I personally, as a personal rule, I like to play as much, if not more, in entry fees in cash type contests than satellites. That way, I'm not draining my bankroll. At least that's my goal.
Yeah, okay, I can understand that. This one doesn't look too bad here. There's only a couple, about a third of experience badge is the best that I could find.
Yeah, that's pretty good actually.
Hmm.
And I think the key here is it's both this and the triple up are similar size fields
Yeah.
and payout structures as a satellite. So you're matching your lineup to the contest type.
Whoop, 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 whoop. Hold up. Just realized I did that on the for some reason when I tried to enter a contest, it went back to the main slate. So let's
Oh,
back showdown.
Musa, Waleed can appreciate this, and because Musa, I know you don't play a ton of hockey, but Schmitty Bear says, "How do I avoid testosterone, which is not the male hormone, but the high stakes NHL player who's very successful." Um, yeah, he's everywhere in every NHL contest. Just look for him. Don't play in those contests. If it's in a GPP, he's going to be in it. In the smaller leagues, you just got to vet the contest entrance. You can block him in head-to-heads, especially on DraftKings.
Yeah.
But yeah, just that dude's everywhere.
It's like that AOL instant messenger guy that we saw.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that dude.
Yep. All right, this one looks good.
Oh, that's really solid.
Yeah.
Hey, Jake the Snake's in there, Moose,
Oh no.
our boy. Well, we're gonna have a battle between Occupied Listener and Occupied Twitch streamer. So
Let's see here. So we're good on that. Ooh. So we're good on that. We got both those, both contests in, uh, and the satellite. I think we're pretty set for this first game.
I think so too.
Cool. All right, let's move on to the second game. While that's loading, I just want to see if DraftKings has updated their average results. Oh, they did 5 days ago. All right, let's see if it's still the same. Why wouldn't it be?
We need to tweet this out just to remind people.
So is that 87% of beginner users lost money over the last 30 days?
Surprising.
And what is that? 87% of all users lost money last 30 days. Did not win. Wow. What?
Bismo in the chat said he saw that AOL Instant Messenger dude every week this year. No joke.
That's a great name, by the way.
It's a pretty solid name. I mean, everyone can relate to that.
All right.
I just want to most just real quick while you're bringing up this next slate, just to remind everyone. Obviously, if you're in here and you appreciate what we're doing, please click the follow button at the top. Follow us on Twitch. I mean, it literally takes a second to follow. It'll notify you whenever we go live, but it helps us. The more followers we can get, we gotta get up to at least 50 followers to make this for Twitch to be able to give us money. And in order for us to keep streaming, we need some money to do it. So, we love doing it, but obviously we have a lot of other things on our plate. So the more followers we can get, then we can get some revenue from it and just bring you even more Twitch streams. So if you could help us out by doing that, we'd really appreciate it.
Absolutely, yeah. And there's no like negative downside to it. You just get a notification when we get live. Uh, it's really all it
You
is.
can turn off notifications too, right?
Yeah, yeah. You can say I'm gonna follow you, but I don't really want to follow you. So, all right. So it looks like the only big games satellite for this second game is this the $2 one. Yeah,
Is it really? They don't have the $1 one anymore?
not for this, which is weird because like it's literally the featured game.
Or do you have some sort of filter on? Scroll down.
I just typed in big game. They have the
Go to.
what is this? 10 $150 golden set.
It's for tennis.
Oh. What? The fuck you, DraftKings?
You don't want to play tennis DFS most?
No. I'm just curious. So instead of big game, they got EPL King of the Pitch qualifiers.
Great. Who cares? But it does have the $2 one if you try to play though.
Yeah.
Smitty Bear's asking on iPhone where the follow button is. Do you know where it is on the app?
Ugh. No, but I can look into it and get back to him.
I'm actually looking right now. I'm Googling.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, I have not a clue. Um, so yeah, so this is a similar type setup as the last one, right?
I think so. Yeah. You mean like game wise?
Yeah, contest the same risk reward as the first slate we did.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. 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 Yes. Let me ask you a quick question while this is all loading up and stuff. Is that how often do you think people say like for a single game they start with captain, they literally go to the highest priced guys, in this case Patrick Mahomes, and just pick him? You think that
Oh yeah,
happens quite a lot?
a ton. I'm sure it does.
um,
Um, but actually, to be fair, I do like Mahomes as the captain
yeah,
here.
yeah, me too. I was just thinking like a general thing. God, that's. Ugh. All right, let's go. Maybe after we're done with this, if we have time, we can build the super flex lineup for the big game. See if they have anything over there for it.
Yeah, we could try that and
All
see if,
right, cool. All
if we,
right, so for captain, I I think Mahomes is gonna be way uh too too high owned for a captain spot. You think someone like Tyreek, who's got good like high, super high ceiling?
yeah. But I mean, obviously, we like receivers as high risk MVPs in high total games.
Hmm.
Quarterbacks too, especially one like Mahomes. And Mahomes got a little unlucky with his touchdown variance last week. Um, Moose, I still like Mahomes here. Like I said, it's not as crazy of a high risk contest as some of these other ones.
That's true. Yeah, it's just so crazy paying 17-1 for somebody, but we'll start that up. And I think you have to pair him up with either Tyreek or Kelsey, right?
Yeah, and I think we've said it a couple times, whether it's in here or on the Periscope, um, that we're not as big on Kelsey today, even though with his ownership.
Yeah, but
So I think, and Jake the Snake has a good point here. He says Damian Williams is good value, right? And he mentions specifically for a captain. Yeah, Williams is a good value in period today, most I think.
yeah, definitely. Um, Now, real quick, back to your Kelsey thing. But I know you said you don't like him, but game theory wise, do you think for low risk, let's say you're playing a double up, you I still think you have to play him, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think you do. Honestly, I honestly don't think you do. Just because on Showdown there's no positional designation. So his value, obviously, is really good and he
Yeah,
scores a lot of points in general. But his big value comes from being so much better than the other tight ends, especially on today's two-game slate.
that's true. Yeah,
Here, he's being compared to Brady and Mahomes and Tyreek and Damian Williams and Michelle. Like he can easily score less than 7 or 8 of those guys.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, yeah. When's the last time you saw a tight end more expensive than a quarterback? That's
Right. It doesn't
that's
make a ton of sense today. Like I'd much rather play Brady over him in any single game contest.
yeah, that's true. Speaking of Brady, do you think we
Uh,
go with him?
yeah, I think I like Brady a lot here. I like Brady, Tyreek, Damian. I don't know what else we could fit with those four, but like I think that's a great start. Obviously, with those guys.
Yeah, we had an average remaining 22.50 per player.
Yeah, and I don't think if you scroll down to the bottom, I don't think there's anybody really cheap here that we can go with.
I know
Okay.
you mentioned it in the Periscope, but um, stacking with Cordero Patterson at 2,200.
Yeah, he's not. Honestly, the only way I would play Patterson, if one, it would be in a high risk contest,
Yeah,
and two, it would be stacked with New England's defense. In the off chance that he does, being one of the best kick returners in the history of the league, return a kickoff for a touchdown, you get double the points. I think it's a great way to differentiate. Here, we don't have the salary to do it,
no, we
nor do I
don't.
think it's worth the risk.
Yeah,
It's such a small field contest.
yeah, and so do you think to save some salary? Do you think we downgrade Mahomes from captain? Maybe we switch it up with Brady.
We could do that. Yeah, because it definitely saves a lot of salary, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, we could try that and see what it gives us. Because, like I said, as we said at the top of the show, on DraftKings, you have that luxury because of the price differences between captain and flex.
mhm, absolutely.
Because here, Mahomes can still outscore Brady, but it still might not be optimal to put him in the captain spot over Brady, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because he's what? What's his salary for captain? It's what 17. So it's like an extra $6,000 or some shit you have to pay. That's
Yeah,
rough. Yeah,
so
it's tough. Um, so looking back at the flex here, I know you mentioned him in the Periscope. A couple people have been talking about him, but Sammy Watkins, he seems like pretty good today, don't you think?
yeah, he's a pretty good value, I think. At what is he like 5K or something here?
Yeah. Oh, let's see. Now we're out of salary for this last player. This is so tough, man.
So here we can't
Yeah, we just can't play both quarterbacks.
either we can't play both. How you want to play Tyreek here, right? That's the guy you definitely want.
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, I think you just go Mahomes back at MVP, take Brady out, and then go Brady skill position players like Edelman, White, or somebody that will benefit even if Brady does well.
So if we have Mahomes, Watkins, Hill, Williams, stack here, we get an average of 43.50 left per player. That's still so tough.
Okay, so I would take Watkins out and then see what we have. Take Watkins out.
Watkins out. That still gives us the 4,700 per player. We could put in. All right. So do you think? What do you think about? We're stacking Mahomes with Chiefs. So we're obviously thinking they're going to score a lot. Do you like Harrison Butker getting 3, 4, 5 extra points?
That makes sense, right? Like if we want them to do well, they got to score some touchdowns. He
Yeah.
should get some extra points and kick some field goals as well. So yeah, I think we could try Bucker and then go two Pats and see how it looks.
So we do that. We can do someone like we got 52.50. We can fit in like Chris Hogan.
But I do like a lot today, by the
Yeah. And then we can fit in backup quarterbacks.
way. If you do Hogan and Dorsett, like Dorsett should get a good amount of run in what should be a shootout. What
Yeah.
does Dorsett? What does that look like?
So then we're at 1,700. That would we could actually could we do that? If we take out Bucker, we can actually fit in. No, we're $100 short from Watkins.
No.
They make these prices so good.
Shit. Um. I mean, I like Edelman a lot today too, but god damn, he's expensive at 9K.
Yes, that's so tough. I don't know how you can.
Okay, most. What if we swap out Mahomes and Hill for Captain Flex? Just switch them up because that'll give us a decent amount of savings, right?
Yeah. Let's see here. Take out
Because we like
Mahomes.
we like receivers at flex.
Mhm.
You and I both think Tyreek will have a high ceiling.
Yeah.
Plus, he does return kicks. So I'm also Moose. I'm also not opposed to putting Chiefs defense instead of Bucker.
Well, let's see. So if we take out Bucker now, we're at 5,800. We could fit in. We could fit in Watkins. We can fit in if we fit in the Chiefs defense, we still have 2,600 left over remaining.
You upgrade from Dorsett to 52. It gives you 72. Doesn't that give you James White if you
Yeah.
upgrade from Dorsett?
Yeah, that's good right there.
I like that, and I think this is unique enough, especially for a 24 person league. I think this is pretty unique, even though we have an exact salary used. I think this makes sense.
Yes, absolutely.
What do you think?
I like it. And everything kind of lines up. I'm always hesitant to play defenses uh, at all, just because they're so variable in scoring. Like there's no skill. This is going to sound hot take. There's like no skill involved in picking defenses. It's more luck based. Um,
Yeah.
that's just my thing.
I'm not arguing that at all. I mean, we can find defenses in quote unquote good spots, but like it's still super lucky whether or not they get a return touchdown or like four or
Exactly.
five turnovers.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So let's see here. So we go ahead and enter this.
I like this lineup too, most for a single entry or a larger league. I like this lineup a good amount.
So it's pulled up here. What do you think about the 40x micro booster or like a
Yeah,
10x?
what's the max entry on that micro booster? I like those because the
Seven
pros
entry
definitely.
max.
Yeah, I think it's fine to enter that once.
So we do that. Let's take a look. We also got the 10x booster as well.
I like those. Just we actually wrote about this in our Ultimate Guide, our DFS ebook, that the 10x boosters have, and I think this is the case, have one of the highest margins of any contest type. I could be wrong if they've changed that though.
Yeah, so they're at their margin's 14%. The micro boosters actually have 15. The quintuple ups actually look like the best at 10%. So maybe we can put in a thing at the quintuple up.
Yeah, look at some of these $1 quintuple ups and see if any of the entrants look easy to beat.
And how I have this in, again, it's not paid sponsorship, but I actually have the Roto Grinders extension. It shows the margin and overlay on every contest, so you can just accurately and quickly see. Okay, this contest is. If you're trying to compare apples to apples, which one should you select based off margin overlay?
I mean, those boosters are. I mean, 15% the site is taking on that. That's hard to be profitable.
Yeah, that's really hard. All right, so this one is not so bad here. Ooh, almost died. All right,
What was that?
that was a sneeze. That was a sneeze.
My God, it's like a truck ran into your bedroom.
All right. Oh my God, there's one. This one only has maybe less than half. Less than half the people have experienced badges, so I'll definitely put that one in.
But yeah, for sure.
Cool. Looking good
And
on
we'll
me.
see quite a few people in the chat. Randy, Jake the Snake saying how key that Roto Grinders extension is.
Oh yeah, it is awesome. So, all right, so we go here. I think we're pretty much set for this one, don't you think?
Yeah, we got 9 minutes. Let's see if we can run over to FanDuel really quickly and make a super flex.
Cool, cool. All right. Have you ever tried on FanDuel that beat the score contest?
I used to try it. I can't remember why I stopped. I think it was something happened where it was not very profitable.
Yeah, not. I don't
Excuse me.
think. I just see if they even have anything for. I just want to see what the full roster thing is. No, why would they even like they literally don't have it for any contest. So why even advertise it?
What?
No, beat the score for the full roster, single game, superflex, nothing.
God, I mean, they need to overhaul their contest team.
All right, so superflex. Let's see what they got. They got a bunch of satellites.
Any big game ones?
No, they literally have nothing but NBA satellites. All right,
Wow.
so let's go back to these double ups and stuff like that. What kind? So for superflex, we try and take advantage of the people that don't use quarterbacks as their super flex. Um, so do you think we go maybe with like this $2 double up?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we've said it before, definitely. And Moose in the chat, I promise he is not a planted. Uh, we didn't pay him at all, but Bismo says, love how you guys preach contest selection. It was never a priority of mine until I discovered Occupy Fantasy, which seems like a handwritten testimonial from us, but is actually what we're looking for. So no,
Nice.
thanks for saying that, Bismo.
And this has this contest is about to fill, so I'm just gonna put in a bogus lineup real quick
Okay.
and go ahead and edit it. I don't know
Moose
who.
looking at this.
What?
No, go ahead. Sorry, go
I was gonna just joke and say I don't know who half the people I just picked are.
ahead. Yeah, let's definitely go back and change that then.
Yeah.
Oh, you got Marcus Kemp.